Alright guys, Melina's just going to be beautiful in these videos, alright? So I'm just going to pose in all these videos, maybe do some dancing, I don't know darling. I am going to do Melina videos today on YouTube, alright? Usually I don't do any videos on YouTube. I do have some videos that I can post from my TikTok onto YouTube, which I tend to do, I usually do that, but I might just do posing videos guys. And maybe a couple of vlogs here and there, maybe lots of vlogs. Darling, I really feel really beautiful. I look at myself and see like it's crazy because you see all these comments, like everyone gets hate comments, right? And we all get the same thing, right? Like even Rihanna, right? Like somebody will say to Rihanna, she's not pretty or whatever, right? We all know Rihanna's drop dead gorgeous, right? Some people will say whatever, and it's really sad, Some people really believe those comments, right? And now, I'm here to say don't believe it, right? Because a lot of times if someone's hating on you, they're no good. And they're hating on you because you're good, right? So people will literally say that I'm ugly because they want me, and the sad thing is there's a lot of slims that would feel ugly because they get plastic surgery, and even though they're drop dead gorgeous, they would, right? I will never get plastic surgery. I know my worth. I know I'm drop dead gorgeous. So people say that to me, I just think, it's sad for them, right? I just think, why would you say that when it's not true? But the people that say these things get made fun of constantly, and they're not doing well, right? So that's why I have compassion for my haters. I don't think it's a good place to be. Anyone that does that isn't going to do well, right? If they do it to the wrong person, they get canceled, they lose their jobs, right? It happens, right? It's reality, right? If somebody's saying something negative to someone in public, they can lose their job now. It's really kind of a cancel culture that's really doesn't just happen to celebrities, it happens to ordinary people, right? And I don't think anyone's really ordinary, everyone's important, but if you're not a celebrity, it could happen to you and you can get fired. Now, my fans are good, we know my fans are good, they're all beautiful and gorgeous and super talented, and inner beauty, outer beauty, super talented at their jobs. My fans, my fans, and even some people that maybe just are like fans that watch briefly, every one of my fans loves me, knows they're good. And but the thing is, there's some people that are so rude and they lose their jobs, and or they're celebrities and they get canceled, and it's really not healthy, right? You need to be able to maintain. Like nowadays, you can't just be a good entertainer anymore. You can't. And I mean, if you're mean and you don't like people, you can be that way, as long as you're not calling them out or being rude to them directly, right? Or even if it's not videotape, but most people videotape now. Everyone sees people now. A lot of people will videotape it and send it to someone or report it, and they end up getting canceled, right? So it's really kind of like a slippery slope now. And there are some people that just can't stand being around gay people or trans people or LGBT people, even bi people. They don't like bi people, right? I'm bi as a guy. I look like the best looking guy in the world. I'm bi, which is liking everything, and I still get hate, right? But some people can't stand being around any of that, right? Well, if you're in the world and you go out, you're going to be surrounded by gay guys and bi guys and trans guys, lesbians. They're around everywhere, right? They're not just in your they're not just, floating around in a circle of friends that are not around you, right? So some of these people are really crazy and they're not happy, and they really don't want to be around that. And well, what are you going to do, right? You can't just avoid it, right? You can't just be like, well, I'm going to ignore that person because they're LGBT. What if they have many hetero allies? You're going to avoid them too because they like LGBT people. And then you're going to avoid trans people, which is becoming quite popular. And then you're going to avoid, what do you do, right? You avoid all these things. Well, you're not going to be able to function in society, right? We all know that LGBT people or people that are hetero allies, I'm bi, but hetero allies or whatever, are comfortable with themselves because they don't mind whoever they're around. They don't judge. They don't mistreat people. They're not rude. So that they're going to do fine because they're not worried about people being a certain way, right? They're not going to judge, they're not going to be rude. The best kind of person is someone that doesn't judge and is very focused on making people feel welcome and good. And I mean, I personally for me, I know for a fact that I want the best things in life, And, so in that case, I want to be really good and do really well. So sometimes you have to ignore people. Maybe they're too dramatic or too whatever. Or maybe, I'm very popular. If I talk to every single person that liked me, I'd be running out of time, right? You can see I do a lot of videos, so I can't just focus on everybody. But I'm not going to be rude or be mistreating someone ever, ever, ever. That's not cool. And, when you are someone that's really famous and doing well, you end up being very focused on your goals. And part of being someone that loves other people is if you love yourself a tremendous amount, you can focus on your energy with people that you care about, like your friends, family, people that you want to date in the future, new friends, right? But you can't, if you're like all over the place, you can't be like that, right? Most people just ignore people. They don't really focus on people, Most people are with their families or their friends. They don't really focus on you, You might think they're haters, whatever, but really nobody's really going to say anything rude in public. A lot of haters just say it online, right? Anyway, totally enjoyed the show, guys. Make sure you love you first and give you all the things you need and strive for success. Then you can focus on other people. And you can do it at the same time. Anyway, totally enjoy. Bye now. Totally enjoy. Bye now.